Hey there, friends. Well, if you've been following along with me as I've read through the Savoy Declaration, you know we've gone through all 32 chapters. We've read through the institution of the churches and all 30 paragraphs of that. And then at the end of the copy of the Savoy that I have, there's a second appendix at the end. It's entitled A Church Covenant. So what I would like to do is just read this covenant to you. And I'm just going to read, there's only 9 paragraphs here, so I'm just going to read all 9 paragraphs of this church covenant. So we'll begin right here. A church covenant. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come, and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. Jeremiah 1:5. And this they did, not as we'd hoped, but first gave their own selves to the Lord, and unto us by the will of God. 2 Corinthians 8:5. Paragraph 1. We do profess before the Lord this day that he is our God, whom we have chosen, to whom we are joined, upon whose covenant we take hold for all that we want, to whom also we give up ourselves according to that covenant, and all that we have. Paragraph 2. We do and will, in the power of his Spirit, receive Jesus Christ, the second person in the Trinity, as God-man, having both a divine and human nature, our King, priest, and prophet, depending upon him for wisdom and righteousness, sanctification, and redemption, that glorying we may glory in the Lord. Paragraph 3. We will, through grace, endeavor to know the Scriptures more fully, which only are able to make one wise unto salvation, that we may believe all the promises, obey all the precepts, walk in all the ways laid out for us therein, being led by the Spirit, and living and walking in them. Paragraph 4. We freely and cheerfully give up ourselves to each other to become one stick in the Lord's hand, and will, the Lord assisting us, submit ourselves to one another in the fear of the Lord. Watch over one another. Bear one another's burdens, taking the same care one for another, and doing all things becoming those of the same body, whose heart is one, and way one in the Lord. Paragraph 5. We will, the Lord helping us, endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace, doing nothing through strife and vainglory, but following after things whereby one may edify another. Paragraph 6. We will, in power received from on high, hold fast what we have received till the Lord come, obeying our governors and pleasing our neighbors in him, instructing our children in the knowledge of his will, obeying all the laws of the Sabbath, prayer, singing of psalms and thanksgiving, and holding communion together in the administration of the Lord's Supper, as the gospel does enjoin us, hearing our great prophet in all things, and walking after him, that we may give none offense to Jew or Gentile, or the church of Christ, but may exercise ourselves unto godliness, which has the promise of this life, and that also which is to come. Paragraph 7. We will, in the power of the Spirit of the Lord, be found in the duty of prayer, praying for the presence and blessing of God in and with his word, both to our own souls, which we hope are the body of Christ, and also to the souls of all others who attend upon and are hearers of the preaching thereof. Also, prayer in and for our families, beside our more retired duties in our closets. Paragraph 8. We will, in power received from on high, maintain, own, vindicate, and practice the pure worship of God as it is held forth to us in the gospel, in all its ordinances, according to the measure of light and knowledge we shall receive. Paragraph 9. Lastly, as to what farther relates to our faith and order as a congregational church, we refer ourselves to the declaration of the faith and order owned and practiced in the congregational churches in England, agreed upon and consented unto by their elders and messengers at the Savoy in the year 1658, consenting thereto as a scriptural rule and warrantable both in doctrine and practice. The end.